Hello YouTube! If you followed this link from my challenge, then you've decided to choose the Diamond Dust path. If you didn't watch the challenge, feel free to watch it, the links are in the description. But I will go over the strategy in this video so you can easily follow. Alright, this is it. First thing I do is make sure Smeargle has the held item Focus Sash. Not only do I need it to start the fight, but it will be useful later on. Once I survive his quick attack, I put him to sleep using Spore, and now the battle begins. Smeargle's moveset is the following: Assist, Spore, Substitute, and Recycle. Assist makes me go for any move in my Pokemon party, chosen at random. The moves I have are Lich Seed, Swagger, and Pain Split. But there is a chance I go for Rock Climb, we'll get to that later. In the early phase, I have to play risky and aggressive because this will help me manage my power points later in the battle. Now, the way I will take down his Pikachu will depend on what I get from Assist. His held item Light Ball is so strong that if I get one Swagger, it will be enough to take him down from almost full health. However, if I get Leech Seed, like I just did, then I follow a more slower approach. The idea behind my strategy is to take the opponent down using Leech Seed, Pain Split, and Confusion. Leech Seed can take down the opponent in 8 turns without any other source of damage. Pain Split from a level 1 Pokemon can lower the opponent to less than half HP on the first turn. It scales with HP, and that is why it can help me take them down fast. But in order to do that, I need a reliable way to survive that long. That's why I have Substitute and Recycle. Substitute is easy to explain. For part of my health, I create a sub that takes the hit for me. With my huge HP pool of 12, Substitute takes 3 HP. It also protects me from things like Toxic and other status condition. As for Recycle, it brings back my held item, which, as I mentioned before, is Focus Sash. In case you don't know what Focus Sash does, it prevents the Pokemon from dying in one hit, but in order to activate it, you need to be at full health. Luckily, I have Leech Seed and Pain Split for that. That's how those 4 moves complement each other. Lastly, Swagger. Confusion can help me in both ways: survive by avoiding some of his attacks, but in some cases as a damage dealing option. Throughout the battle, I like to rely on Substitute to take the damage for me more often than Focus Sash. And that's because almost all of Red's team has a secondary effect with their attacks. Either Freeze, Poison, Paralysis, or even just flinches, all of which can end the battle right away. That's why I went for Recycle first with his Pikachu. It is the only Pokemon that attacks with a normal damage dealing move, so I don't risk a secondary effect. And this way, I save Substitute's power points for his other Pokemon. Remember, power point management is really important here. Now, there are a few points that I have to keep in mind in this battle. First, his healing items. Red heals up to 4 times, his first Pokemon and his last 3. If he doesn't get a chance to heal a Pokemon, that healing item will be shifted to the next one. So in some cases, a Pokemon can be healed twice. Keeping track of the AI's healing is also very important. His Pikachu died without getting healed, so I expected Blastoise to get healed instead and went for Spore. Second point, before every new Pokemon, I have to make sure either Substitute is up or I have Focus Sash and my health is full. Otherwise, the fight is over. And with all the status conditions and flinching moves, I rather have Substitute. After they break my sub, I put them to sleep and decide what to do from that point. This takes me to my next point, Assist. I have 5 other Smeargles, all with exactly 3 moves: Leech Seed, Swagger, and Pain Split, except for one Smeargle who has a 4th move, Rock Climb. This gives me about 1 out of 16 chance of getting Rock Climb, and I'm not even sure if that's how the game selects the move, but I know I have had better results this way. Now that you have an idea of what is going on, time to focus on the battle itself. Blastoise's last turn is one of the risky positions I find myself in often. Do I try to save Substitute's power points and hope he doesn't wake up? On one hand, if I go for Substitute and he doesn't attack me, I waste a power point. On the other hand, I risk dying the next turn if his Pokemon gets a Paralysis, Freeze, or a Flinch. Remember when I said I like to take more risks in the early phase? That's why I risk it and go for assist here. It doesn't go the way I want it and he does break my sub, but I would rather lose on his Lapras than restart on his last Pokemon. Second Pokemon is down, next is his Lapras. Luckily, Body Slam doesn't paralyze me, so we're still going. Good thing is, his Lapras doesn't get healed, so if I manage to get Leech Seed, he's definitely dead. But how efficiently I can do that is the important thing here. Being in 1 HP is a position I can find myself in a lot. You've seen it happen on the first turn with Pikachu, but basically in this situation, I can only go for Assist since I need to heal before I can use Substitute or Recycle. Pin Split or Leech Seed can do the job here, but if he wakes up before that, I lose. I get Pin Split on the second attempt, but he wakes up the turn after. If he lands this attack, it's over. A close one. The reason I'm in this place is because of my decision to not use Substitute on his Blastoise last turn. With all the things I have to keep track of, I sometimes forget that I didn't bring back Focus Sash. I have to keep in mind that I still didn't use Recycle, so I would find myself saying it out loud until I use it. Definitely not a weird behavior. And I finally get Leech Seed. I think Recycle is the right option here, even if he wakes up. And I find myself in the exact same situation as his Blastoise. Last turn, do I go for Substitute or not? I go for Substitute this time, not because I wanted to play safe, but because his next Pokemon is someone I can't afford to mess with, Venusaur. That thing is my weakness. First of all, it likes to use Sludge Bomb, and that got me poisoned so many times, I'm not risking getting hit without a substitute. Second, Leech Seed doesn't affect grass types, so not only do I need to avoid it, but I have to wait for him to take himself down with Confusion. It gets even worse because his Venusaur gets healed. Any Pokemon from now on gets healed actually, but getting through his Venusaur is a huge problem. I put him to sleep, and you will notice from this point on, I start to change my style to a safer playstyle. But at the same time, I plan on keeping him awake for a few turns once I get Swagger. This is to give him a chance to attack himself. Things don't start off great. He wakes up on the second turn, which I did not expect, and even though I planned on keeping him awake, nerves got to me at this point, and I didn't want to stay without a substitute, so I decided to go for Spore after some hesitation. He can take himself down from this range if I had at least one more Swagger. Taking Venusaur down before Red heals would be really good for me, even if it means his Charizard gets healed twice. Pain Split, perfect. Now I get back to full health, and he heals himself the next turn, so at least I get rid of that. I have to reapply the confusion, but that's fine. With both Substitute and Focus Sash up, I'm now back to using Assist, Leech Seed, not good. Okay, now he's confused. If only I get Pain Split, I might take him down during this confusion. This is going really well. So close. Putting him to sleep here was too safe and not the right call. I was worried he would run out of confusion, but this is too soon. You can tell from my decisions how nervous I was. And now I'm in an awkward situation because I can't kill him until he wakes up. I will be hesitating the next few turns because I honestly don't know what to do here. The problem is he's been confused for several turns now. I expect him to wake up and snap out of confusion on the same turn. So I decided to keep going for Spore so that I can put him to sleep and then get him confused again, which is a very risky choice to make because I can easily waste 5 Spore power points. Well, turns out it was not needed and he still takes himself down. This was a turning point and I'm finally done with his worst Pokemon. Charizard is next. Thanks to my terrible decision making, I'm lower than I would like to be on Spores in terms of power points, but overall it's fine. I have half my substitutes and assists left. And I still have Recycle, but I don't want to rely on that unless I have to. Poor Charizard, he must have felt that recoil damage. Now I'm back wishing for Leech Seed, and he wakes up on the second turn. Again. I don't get Leech Seed, so the next few turns are going to be risky. Good, I get it this time. Now I can bring back my substitute and hopefully my Focus Sash. We're out of the danger zone, and we get rid of his healing item. I kept getting Swagger, which is fine. I would rather get Pain Split after the first confusion, but that's not a problem. I was able to predict that he wakes up here, which is nice. The safest I get is when I have Leech Seed, Substitute, and Focus Sash up. This is the best time to go for assist, and I would go for it until he wakes up. That is to maximize my chances of dealing more damage, since Sleep in Gen 4 can last from 2 to 5 turns, and I normally don't want to go for a safe Spore on his second turn just to find out he slept for 3 more turns. That's why out of all the moves I get from assist, I want to get Leech Seed as soon as possible. The only exception was his Venusaur. I wanted to go for a Spore here again, but I hesitated because I only have 5 left and changed my mind. He wakes up, but I'm glad he attacks himself, so I got to keep my Substitute. His final Pokemon. He also gets healed, but if I get Leech Seed here, I know I can win. I have enough power points to stall it out. 5 Spores and 5 Substitutes. That should do. Of course, now that I want Leech Seed, I'll probably never get it. Pain Split is fine. With the HP difference, it will hurt so much, Snorlax might actually stand for once. I did this same challenge with Hail, you can find the link in the description, and I noticed a difference in the moves that Red likes to go for. Let's take Blastoise for example. During Hail, he will only go for Blizzard, but here, he goes for Flash Cannon, which is his only 100% accurate move. Otherwise, he goes for Blizzard or Focus Blast, and both have a good chance of missing. A third Pain Split. Fine, at least he heals now, so it still saved me. I was considering going for Assist here, because I wanted to get Leech Seed. An unnecessary risk, I can just take my time. So I'm glad I didn't, and went for Substitute instead. Swagger, the worst option really, because I need to heal, otherwise Focus Sash doesn't activate. Not only that, he wakes up next turn. That one was close. I'm glad he didn't attack here. Swagger again. No problem, I put him to sleep next turn, and I still have my Substitute. Come on. Finally, Leech Seed. That's it, boys. I think we're done here. I get paranoid here and decide to check if I had Focus Sash because I was doubting myself. I would hate to get this far and lose because I forgot to reset my held item, but it turns out I already had it. I can just go for substitutes and recycles here until he goes down, but I will go for one more assist. And Pain Split? That is just perfect. With that, we take the champion down. I think I should have taken it easy on him, poor guy. Now he's going to get even more depressed and spend some time alone on an even bigger mountain. I hope you guys enjoyed this challenge. If you want to help my channel, please make sure you subscribe, maybe help me out by sharing my videos. I would really appreciate it, and see you guys next time.